Today, I'm gonna tell you why Mortenax Blade's Beta V1 kits is absolutely horrible for the game and why he'll honestly get nerfed. I was holding off on this, but does it really matter? People have showcased literal infinity, so it doesn't matter what I say or do. But before we dive deeper into Blade's beta kits, I have to share something that's actually been a game changer for me lately. You know how sometimes you just want to play casually or claim event rewards, but you're stuck away from your PC? Or you're out somewhere and still want to hop on HSR for a bit without dealing with laggy mobile performance? The cloud version of HSR isn't free, so that's exactly where Stardesk comes in. It's this free remote desktop tool that lets you stream your PC games super smoothly to your phone or laptop, like 144 FPS with 4K quality. Even low-spec phones can enjoy PC-grade performance to run HSR. Since it connects to your PC, you can even save mobile phone memory. I've been using it to play on my phone while I'm out, and it actually feels playable. No crazy setup either. Download Stardesk on both mobile and PC. Log in with the same Google accounts, and then complete the connection with one tap, and you're good to go on both devices. As you might have known, I'm a pretty paranoid person, so what I like the most is that it respects your privacy pretty well compared to some other tools. If you're someone who wants to squeeze in some HSR sessions while commuting or just chilling in bed without booting up the PC, it's honestly pretty convenient. I think it definitely deserves its high reviews. Since it's completely free, what are you waiting for? Click on the link in my description and download Stardesk today. Anyways, this Archer XP's kit for me is in a really weird sport because I actually don't know who exactly he's made for. That's actually not a bad thing because his amp is so universal, he basically works with everyone, and power crept the newly Nova flared welts. That's also part of the reason why this kit definitely won't survive the beta because these days Hoyoverse is trying to narrow down the focus on characters. But as of right now, besides his amp being able to work with pretty much everyone, he has some follow-up attacks for Facial to abuse too right after she already got Ashvale. His HP reduction also makes him a somewhat viable option for casters, which is why I say his direction is confusing. He's probably supposed to work with Acheron because that's the main reason he'll get nerfed. The infinite ult loop is done with Acheron, meaning that as of right now, if we count beta, Acheron is the strongest character in the game by an infinite amount. This level of damage has never been reached ever since Caster's V1 loop. Obviously, it'll be patched, but it's quite funny to think about. One thing about Blade that needs to be addressed is the fact that morons have been claiming that he can power creep dedicated sports out of their own niche, in particular Cyrene from Remembrance. This statement is so ridiculous that I had to do a double take to see if I read it right. Like, you have to not play the game to think Siren can be power crept out of Remembrance. The reason stuff like Plight Theory even exists, and the reason Mono Rem is considered a calamity is due to Siren's release. People have been using Inhalation Siren to cope for that comp, while telling me to remove Siren from Remembrance because of how unfair of a comparison it is with her on it. And yet, this moron actually claims that Cyrene can be power crept with the only evidence being this HLS comment taken completely out of context. The comment states that the point of Blade is to follow Mono-Rem to function better when split up, and it was somehow taken as don't pull the full Mono-Rem. This is retard levels of mental gymnastics at this point. The worst part is that this guy wants to be me. So fucking bad he thinks he can predict things in HSR. The reason I'm basically a clairvoyant is because I've spent thousands of hours optimizing things in HSR, while this guy LARPs as a theory crafter and runs around the map doing nothing while being delusional as shit. It's actually insane that people brought him up when comparing my predicting abilities. Like, I literally predicted that E6 Hysolence will be moved to E1 specifically before it happened in the beta. The gap is literally like comparing a finger barrier to Sukuna. That aside, Blade will definitely get nerfed by a significant amount. Delusional people may think it won't happen, but the fact of the matter is, an infinite loop is discovered so this kit won't last, especially the energy. That's actually not bad for me because I don't pull men regardless, so I don't really care. He'll still be best in slots for Acheron, mostly due to Acheron lacking supports and needing to steal from other comps like DOT. The best case scenario for Hoyo is for them to just funnel all the supportive abilities into Acheron and make a second Dahlia type character, but who knows. Since he's getting nerfed, just save up for a Himiko SP. It's a filler patch anyways. Who really cares in the end? That's all for today, and I'll see you in the next one.